Walking Blind is hosted by overly emotional dudes who overthink and overanalyze everything. Nothing the hosts say should be taken as medical advice or opinion. They're not professionals. They're about to make that very clear. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Walking Blind podcast. Episode 137. The show where we like to normalize checking on the homies. I'm Mike. That is also Mike. And that's our booth boy, Jesse, over here.
Woo! Hey! We got a camera.
Look at that. We don't have a guest, so he got a camera angle today. But it actually ended up being a sick one. This one looks kind of cool.
It's actually really cool.
I actually like it. Wish we could afford to buy another camera, but we can't. Yeah. Also wish we could afford to pay you, but, you know.
Yeah. Speaking of, if you like what we do here, please follow, like, and subscribe because it helps. So, and hopefully someday, Jesse will get paid for his time and sweat and tears that he puts in here.
Donate to our support page on our website.
We have one.
WalkingBlindPod.com. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's like a thing that says support the podcast, and you guys can donate to the show if you like it. It's real shit. It's been there the whole time. Yeah. It's been there the whole time.
Also, shout out to anyone who's donated to the Feels on Wheels. It's not, I mean, it feels like it's gone in vain because we put in so much more money into that thing.
Yeah.
I believe that we are going to be able to take that show up somewhere and interview someone.
Here's my honest to God belief.
You know?
I think the Feels on Wheels will be a thing. Our Feels on Wheels show and segment will be a thing. It just might not be that thing.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, it's one thing after another. I finally got that check engine light fixed, and now I'm just waiting for the computers, like for the CAT and the evap system to show as ready, which I've driven now
a lot.
400 miles and still hasn't shown as ready yet. So that could be the sign of an even bigger issue, but you know, we have hope.
It sucks because the inside is like, it's legit. Like it's
cool.
It could be the show. Like it could work in there. What we want.
It just looks like something you would tour in, and that's kind of the idea.
Dude, what if we just get it towed to shows, and then
Mike,
find someone with a tow truck.
Mike, we're already in debt.
And then we just get it towed.
You saw how much it was just to get it towed.
I know. Fuck. Yeah, that one was Jordan and I's first fights, by the way.
Was it really? What a time.
What a time.
What a time. But yeah, we're back. We took a week off because...
Yeah, no one noticed.
Yeah, no one noticed. We needed to rehearse.
Yes, we did.
And that day was a holiday. It was Labor Day weekend. It was a holiday, and it was kind of our only opportunity between Steve being on the road with Voodoo and then everybody being here. We had all of the cards thrown against us for this show, but Easy outplayed our first little secret show last weekend. How did you feel? Not ready.
Yeah. Well, no, it's funny because it's one of those things. I kind of went through something similar with Burner State, where I was just like, oh, I actually got to like warm up, like proper and do the shit. But more so for Easy Out, it's just because lyrically I just wanted to not give myself any time to like breathe.
Yeah.
I have to like. Now I have to get in shape for this. Like I have to treat this almost like the kind of training I do for MBR. I did it today. I ran on staying on the treadmill. Yeah. Just because I listened back, and I was just like, this is I was really pitchy, and it's all breath stuff. It's all breath stuff. So when I get myself in shape, then I'll feel a lot better about performing.
Overall, I think it went well. And
it went better than it should have for us having two dudes that haven't played in like 15 years.
Yeah. So
guitar.
Dude, and weirdly, I was telling Ryan and Rick this, and I even told Jesse this. I felt more comfortable pre-show playing guitar than I do vocally.
Oh, sick.
I didn't feel...
That surprises me.
It surprised the fuck out of me, too. I was like, that might be a bad sign, because I might be overconfident.
Dude, sometimes you just need that fucking naive, like, bravery, you know?
Because I haven't, realistically, I haven't been on stage playing guitar since I was maybe 12 or 13. And that was, like, a talent show, doing, like, some other random shit. Not the same.
But have you practiced anything as hard as you've practiced guitar for these songs?
Absolutely not.
Right? So I feel like that's got to be... Because that's how I felt with MBR. Even like when MBR was in the garage, we'd practice in the garage, and then I'd go practice in my room. Yeah. And so for being like a young little kid band, when it came time to play, I was just like, I fucking know these songs literally like inside and out.
Yeah. So I know for a fact the 2 parts that I fucked up on. I can tell you exactly which parts they are, and if you like go back and watch the videos that you like. Or that Jordan filmed, like you can see it on my eyes, like the parts I fucked up. I'm like,
you're looking right at Ryan,
like to see if he's. I was looking at Ryan the whole show. I was just looking for Dad's approval the whole show.
Dad has the.
But I think that's another thing too. Like I just did not want to look at the crowd. Yeah, I didn't want to look at the crowd. I didn't want to. Nobody knows these songs.
It did feel. There's always like the obviously having our friends out there, but having Martin being like right in the middle.
Having Martin right in the middle, having our friends and then people that don't know us, having my teacher there.
Or audio engineer.
So I think I talked about this on the Ritual Despair episode, right? It was my teacher.
So funny, man.
So shout out Mike Whiteside, man. He ran sound for us. Also runs sound over at the Regent. Floats around, does a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, he was our sound guy, and I was like, holy shit, dude, full circle moment.
Shout out to Pat. Like, what a fun night.
What a night. It was fun.
It was so fun. His band and then the cover band was a good time. It's cool having, and then Raptors. That was my first time seeing them live, so that was cool.
Yeah, Raptors ripped it.
Yeah, it was a fun night.
It was cool. I was exhausted from the night before, so I snuck out of there a little early. But it was a good time.
Dude, Jordan and I were there to the bitter end.
Yeah. Well, you didn't have far to go.
Yeah.
The rest of us.
I know. Like the first time ever.
The rest of us had to make that drive back. But yeah, it was fun, man. And it was a tiny stage. Definitely awkward how small that stage was. And how little room we had to navigate around to get to our gear, like for tuning and shit like that. Shout out to Mike for trying to embarrass me during the show.
I was like, what?
Shout out to Mike for trying to embarrass me during the show, which one didn't embarrass me, but two, I couldn't even get my jabs in because my microphone was off, which was more frustrating than anything else.
I tell the sound guy, I was like, cut it. Don't let him.
What'd you say?
What was it? Something about the Philippines. Yeah. No, I was just talking about how me and like Pat, whose party it was for, how both of us were the fill-ins for that Sound and Fury show.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was Patrick's birthday, so he was like, "We've played Sound and Fury," and my friend over here. And
I was like, my friend. We won't mention who he is. And I just kept pointing. I kept pointing to him. But it was fun.
It was fun, man.
It was a good kind of first thing. So
it was a good way to shake the dust up.
Yeah, and we have some. I did see some of the questions in here, but we didn't let people know because it was a secret. Yeah. Secret show. It was also a birthday party that,
Yeah.
We weren't going to be inviting people.
And we didn't know what the whole invite scenario was going to be like for the birthday party either. Like, we didn't know if it was a private thing or like...
Yeah. I think it was good that we did it because of all the stuff that Pat did for the party. You got basically pizzas for everybody. Yeah. It was like freaking open bar for the longest time.
Dude, even after the open bar ended, some of the bartenders would just look at our wristband and be like, at least for me, anyways. I didn't pay for a drink all night.
Dang. I
So yeah, it was fun, man. It was a cool way to like shake off the dust. It was rad to see like Ryan and Rick back on stage, you know, after all this time. And you could tell that they were having fun.
Yeah.
So at the end of it, everybody had a good time, which was awesome. Steve and I had just played the night before in San Diego, so we were both kind of shot. Poor Steve for putting up with that boo-ass drum set, because he was like wanting to bring his own kit, but we had just told the everybody like, oh, we'll just use the house kit. And Steve's like, as long as I don't show up and has a broken ass head. Shows up, there's a broken ass head on the front of the kick drum. And then he couldn't adjust the tom, so he had a fucking sky high tom. So like when he was doing his fills,
okay.
So that's why he missed a couple, like just because he was trying to fucking like play like this, basically. But yeah, shout out to Steve for toughing it out with that boo ass kit. We won't ever do that to you again. Yeah. But yeah, it was fun, man. Torch Culture played in San Diego the night before. Shout out Sumo. Shout out Snuff Tape. All those bands that played. Legion. You know, we want to get these guys on the podcast.
Yep. That's cool.
Get them to talk. They're cool dudes.
Freaking rad that people want to be on the podcast. Of us being like, hey,
it's always I guess I don't think I'll ever get used to like just being at a show and having somebody ask me like, you do a podcast, right? And I'm like, what? Maybe. Do you like it?
Yeah. Why?
Why?
Why? What did we say? Who did we offend?
Yeah. Did I say something offensive? That wasn't me. That was a guy named Mike Perez.
The other Mike.
So, but yeah, man, it was definitely like a super busy weekend. Sunday rolled around and I was like, I'm gonna do nothing. And it was also 114 degrees. Raining.
That's crazy. It was so freaking hot. I can't believe it rained here.
It was so hot, and like there's smoke everywhere from the fires. Like it looks like everything's orange. And then I just start hearing like this tuck, 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 tuck. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Yeah. And I was like, and it starts getting louder and louder. And I was like, walk outside, just starts pouring rain. Thunderstorms for like an hour and some change. I fell asleep. But yeah.
Was it just crazy humid then?
It was so gross after.
So nuts, dude. Yeah. Well, I went to your show on Friday.
You did. Thank you. Thank you for driving all that way.
Yeah, and then I got pulled over after the show. That's fun.
You're on cops again?
Applying to cops again. You know, they like had me do the test, and I was like, have you been drinking? I was like, nope. And so he's like, all right, I'm gonna still have you follow my eyes. I was like, oh my gosh. And so, I don't know what it was, and Jordan even made this comment too. She's like, you would think that like you were out there. Cause I was talking with them. They pulled me over. I thought I needed gas really bad. I was like low on gas, and so the gas station was just across the way, and I thought I was in the lane that was going to turn into the freeway, so which I didn't want.
Yeah. And
so I start to like I put my blinker on. I start to get over, and then Jordan's like, no, you're good here. This is the lane. They like go straight. And so I was like, oh shoot. So then like it was like a quick little jerk. Like I was going over, then I came back. Yeah. And then just made a U-turn. And then I pull in, literally getting out, about to pump gas, and then this, freaking police cruiser comes behind me, and he's like, "Hey, man." I was like, "Hi." I was like, "Am I pulled over right now?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "What happened over there?" And I explained to him. I was like, "I'm not."
First off, I'm not from here.
Yeah, I was like, "I'm not from here." Just so I wasn't aware, and then my even making a U-turn was weird because like as I was doing it, I was like, "Oh shoot!" I honestly didn't look to see if I could even make a U-turn here or not.
Yeah.
He's like, okay. He's like, you have anything to drink tonight? I was like, nope. He's like, all right. I'm gonna just run your plates real quick. This should be fast. And so I'm like waiting there, and then he like basically his computer was down. So then another thing comes up. So now like these two cars behind me now, so like fucking crazy at this gas station. But thankfully, aside from just being pulled over for that, and they were like both really cool.
Yeah. And
so I was sitting there like talking with them, like they're asking about the show, and like what kind of show it was, and we like talk like punk rock and stuff. Yeah. The guys like when I
young cops.
They're pretty young, yeah. and they were like talking about like Pennywise and stuff like that. So then, and I was like, oh, this is good. And now they can see like I'm sober, whatever. And we had a long ass drive. I was tired, and so the last thing he's like, oh, I'm gonna have you just follow my finger real quick. I was like, oh my gosh, dude. I was like, all right. So I did it and it passed, obviously. So then, just let me go. I was like,
it's fucking stupid, dude.
Fucking
I mean, it's fucking talking to you for like however long. I hate it.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. When I'm tired, maybe I'll.
It's It's the glossy eyes when you're tired. Yeah. It's the wet eyeballs.
The wet eyeballs, dude. Do my eyeballs look wet right now? Sorry, officer.
Yeah. That show and that spot was cool. From what I understand, the lady that owns that spot, which I won't say any names, but you can figure out where we played. From what I understand, she takes a huge percentage of the door.
It's crazy.
Like close to 75% of the door.
Oh my gosh.
Which is rough for bands that are on tour, especially DIY tours. So, hopefully, everybody made good on merch and whatever. But
dude, I was thinking like if it was a show that you guys like sold out, let's just say, because it's like not a very big place, big enough, but like. And, like, let's just say if the door, for the number was. Like,
and she sets the door prices.
Really?
Yeah. It's not even the promoters that set the door price. She sets the door prices. Whack.
That's really whack. It was something like, I forget the math was, but it was something like, at the end of the night, if half the ticket was at this price, and, like, then the door made, like 4G, then she would have made like 28 or something like 2,800 or something. I forget what the breakdown was, but it was just like crazy to think of what would be left from a big show that you'd split with the other bands,
right?
Which is like nothing, especially for a show that brought that much money. And then to know that's like, show definitely didn't make that much money, so like, nobody got paid. I imagine. Snuff Tape is from Salt Lake City.
Yeah, we got some gas money. In the end.
Oh, that's cool.
So shout out to them for shooting us some gas money for coming out. I think there was some confusion for that show. They thought we were a San Diego band, which is why there was like weird shifts in lineup and things like that. And then when I started talking to people down there, they were like, "Wait, where did you guys come from?" Like Riverside. They're like, "Oh, how long did you drive?" I was like, "We're on the road for like 3 hours." And they're like, "Oh shit," and you could tell it was kind of like, "Oh, we thought you guys were from here." So. But it was still fun. We still ended up there were some delays. So we ended up playing at the same time anyways. So shout out to all of them who put that show together and made that show happen. It was still fun. It was a lot of fun. This is the crazy thing. I was sort of telling Jesse about this. So in the van, the AC doesn't really kick on till you're rolling, right? Yeah. So we before we left, everybody was like coming to my house and they're like, I was like, is anybody hungry? Everybody's like, yeah, we haven't eaten or whatever. But, we had to go. We had to get on the road. So I just ended up going to Miguel's and I picked up like 10 burritos. Right? Grabbed 10 burritos, brought them, kind of started eating one or whatever. And then bring the burritos in the car or bring them on the road. And we go to leave. Mind you, we're in the middle of a heat wave. It is 114 degrees in the Inland Empire when we leave. Van's hot. We need to get on the freeway and get this air circulating so that the AC will kick in. Get on the freeway, traffic. Stopped in traffic. So it's just blowing hot air at us, right? So our original idea, because it's the first time Torture Culture is all in the van together as a full band.
Special moment.
First time ever. Special moment. We're going to film content. We're going to shoot some videos and stuff like that. We were so hot and everybody was sweating. Like everybody's shirts was drenched and shit like that. For 2 hours. Just 2 hours in the heat. Fucking sitting in traffic, sweating. Finally, we start to get towards San Diego area. It picks up. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, we get the AC going. Start to cool down a little bit, and then we make it to the venue. Drive home. Awesome. No traffic. AC was blowing so cold.
Nice.
We even had to turn it down. It was freezing in there. So the AC works, right? Yeah. Here's the crazy part. We pull up to the venue. We park, we unload, we get our merch set up and everything like that. Doors are about to open. I go move the van to park it. Dan goes with me. I go to change, and I'm like, you know what? I'm hungry. Let me grab one of these burritos. Grabbed a burrito. Mind you, this is 4 hours later at this point. Burrito's still piping hot. So hot in the van that burrito was like the freshest burrito I've ever had in my life. 4 hours old.
Like it was under heat lamp.
It was like the best thing I've ever had. And even Dan was like, this fucking burrito rips. I was like, it's so good. And we're just standing in front of the fucking van with salsa cups, like smashing these Miguel's burritos 4 hours away from home. Crazy.
I had Miguel's today. Dude, I had a kind of similar experience on my way out to San Diego. Well, we had really good AC, and then we got sushi. Actually, I guess our experience wasn't the same.
Yeah, tight. You guys looked well rested and comfortable when you guys pulled up to the show.
We came, we hung out.
Yeah.
Fun times. I was exhausted on Sunday.
Yeah. At least it was it's 20, 30 degrees cooler where you're at than out here.
Yeah. But what's funny is our little apartment doesn't have AC because it doesn't need it most of the time.
You have a window unit?
We could have. I think we might get one probably for next year, but we usually just have windows open and then a fan or two going, and it's cool. That's we're good with that. But these last 2 weeks have been rough. You know, you didn't want to film content in the van because it was so hot. Yeah. We sit this far away from each other. On the couch, we don't even want to touch each other. It's we just feel gross.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that being said, we've been in Riverside since Sunday night. I think we came out Sunday. Yeah, we came out Sunday night, and it's been nice running my parents' AC.
Let's get into these questions.
Yeah. So we asked several questions and got some fun responses. So we're just gonna go out. We're gonna just come in hot.
Do it.
Ty.
Let's do it.
Ty asked, build your perfect venue, location, size, and first show to kick it off if money was no object.
Fuck, Ty. Okay, for me, perfect venue would be, just because this is ideally what I want right now, somewhere in downtown Riverside, 450 cap place. I guess like a chain-ish size. Fuck. Good show to kick it off. Money's no object. I don't know, man. That's tough.
It's tough.
I would wanna I would wanna say something stupid. I wanna pull a crazy an arena sized band into one a tiny ass venue like that. A real personal you get a fucking Parkway Drive in there and it would just go batshit.
Ape shit.
Yeah. So something like that would be insane. If not, I'm thinking it would be Creative Void's first show, fucking Terror, Stick to Your Guns, The Warriors. A show like that. That'd be sick.
So, just because this is all pretend fun land stuff, right? Just because I feel like downtown Riverside would be dope just because it's downtown Riverside. But also, I don't know why, maybe because I'm thinking about the parking space. But right off the Pierce exit, when you go past, Starbucks and everything, there's these industrial, not industrial, but they're just offices. Mm-hmm. I don't know what they are, but it'd be rad to have had. I don't know what these look like, but in my mind, this is my dream, that they're open and we can turn it into a venue, because the parking lot is fucking massive.
They're medical offices.
Yeah, is that okay? Yeah. And I was thinking about that because it's such an unassuming exit, and I just like the idea of something becoming iconic as opposed to oh, this is like this place is like really cool and known for this. It's like the Showcase Theater. No one knew or gave a fuck about Corona.
Yeah.
And especially the location that I was at. It's like this little
bullshit place next to a laundromat.
Yeah.
And it became legendary.
Yeah. So anyway, I just thought that would be cool, and it's like right off the freeway, so it'll be easy to find. First show, yeah, something like that. I don't know, probably like 60 Guns. Something fun, something to get the kids out. Yeah.
Now, selfish question.
Yep.
Let's say you start this venue. Do you put your band on the first show? Because you better fucking believe I'm going to put my band on the first show.
Which one?
It depends on the show.
Does it?
You really think you want to put Easy out on a Terror show?
Yeah, dude, why not? I'll fucking play the Terror.
I'm not scared.
I'm already, dude.
Fair.
I can't be scared. The fucking NBR has done such ridiculous tours as far as being such the oddball.
Yeah.
No, I know that makes sense for Torture Culture to play a hardcore show, but yeah, that'd be sick. At some point.
I feel like that's the most smooth we've ever answered one of Ty's wild
You
questions.
guys didn't really struggle with that one.
Yeah. Maybe we've thought about this a lot.
I think, yeah, I was about to say, I think this is an ongoing discussion. All right, his next question. If you could bring back Warped Tour, what 3 changes would you make? Whoa, that's a good question.
Whoa.
That's a cool question, Ty.
Um,
What 3 changes would you make to Warped Tour? Oh, I got one.
Huh.
I would do less bands,
yeah.
less stages.
Agreed.
I would try to, I mean, I know it's like a big selling point, maybe, because also we were the water hustlers, but I would try to make water, like, known that it's, like, super cheap, super affordable.
They kind of did that towards the end.
Did they?
Yeah, because they had to. They had to be able to provide.
Too many people dying?
Yeah. They had to be able to provide water.
It's like a $1 refill, right?
I think they even just had, like, fountains.
Oh,
that you
sick.
could, like, refill, like a...
Yeah, dude, I don't see why that's, like... Because then you just, like, focus on, like, alcohol. Like,
Yeah.
push that, and then just have, like, water just available, because it's a fucking festival that's outside.
Yeah, outdoor festival. What would I change? From a perspective of a festival goer or a band playing? I think that's the question. Because if it's from a perspective of like a band playing or someone working, for the most part, at least from what I experienced, everything was done really well and pretty smooth behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It was like a really well-oiled machine. The only times where
catering very underrated. Like,
catering very underrated.
I actually look forward to catering.
As far as like, yeah, I mean, I think the less bands thing is good because you can kind of focus a little more.
Yeah, less bands, more stages.
Yeah,
less bands, less
bands,
stages.
less stages. I think I would want to go down the path of when they. So this is like kind of like a sidebar, but when they opened the new Falcon Stadium, they made sure that like food was affordable and vendors were affordable. I think that is a route that I would take. Like, if you want people to be able to keep going and like to keep like pushing, kind of the same idea as water, like food and shit like that should be attainable for them so that it's not like a struggle to go like, I really want to buy, you know, this shirt from this band, but I also want to eat, right? Like, yeah, I want you like we want the experience to be like fun, right? And I think that was one of the kind of the cool things about Warped Tour is the tickets were so affordable that it wasn't like you were asked out at the end of the day. Versus now festivals are like $500 and then you
dude,
like can't spend any money on anything else.
I think another change I would do is I would, if we're talking Warped Tour and they asked me, I would say change every day. You can change, you know, Bill will change every day, but I would let people know night before. Because that way...
Part of the fun was running to the big fucking inflatable
Yeah,
tent.
but like, what if it's one of those things where like,
you can't make it till later in the
Yeah.
day, and that's fair.
Or you have to leave early.
That's
you know what I mean. Like I don't know. I just wish, like, it was exciting. There was moments where it is cool to kind of be like, especially that it spread like fucking wildfire when like bands would get their times and then we start posting it or whatever.
Yeah.
And so that was cool to see like that go, but I don't know. I feel like that at least it's already hard enough because you're having to make like game time decisions on like who am I going to see right now, like while you're there. When you because you like frantically, dude.
Do you think that is attributes to like our generation's anxiety on decision making?
Probably, dude. Probably.
You think the Warped Tour days just really fucked with our anxiety because you don't want to miss the bands that you really want to see?
I wish I could like look at some of like the inner struggles that I've had. I remember one of them was for like Rise Against on a small stage at the time. It was Rise Against on a small stage, and then like Face to Face or something on like one of the bigger stages. Like this is like early. Man, yeah.
Damn.
Fucking.
Who did you choose?
I think
you chose Face to Face, huh?
No, I think I went and saw Rise Against first, and then I went to see Face to Face. But yeah, I just think let people plan.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's already there. It's gonna never be perfect, especially when you have a lot of good bands. So that'd be a shitty thing to kind of say, but make it more punk again. Actually, Punk in the Park, something that they do that was cool was the whole I don't know if this is something they do every year or if it was just the year that I went, but they had like the 4 headliners. It was the Descendants, No Effects, Bad Religion.
Was that the year you went with Burner State?
Yeah. And like, who is it? Rancid? No. Anyway. Or Lagwagon? I forget. But they had like, it was like they had the 4 headliners, and what they did, because the first band goes on at like, it was like 7 o'clock, whatever, because it's like an all-day fest. And then they had this huge wheel, and they spun it. And then that's how they figured out the order of who headlined. And then I think they had 2 stages that were...
This, right?
Yeah, but they were like split in half, and they rotated.
Oh, cool.
So that one band would be already completely set up, and then it would just rotate around.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that idea, and I like the concept of like 2 stages, either side by side, like this, or opposing each other. Right? So like you're at this side, and as soon as this band finishes, the band behind you starts, and you just have to fucking turn around and like go for that side.
That's what No Values did.
Hey, you got a camera now. Put it on you.
Oh, sorry. That's what No Values did.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I'm good with the side by side or the across. That was always fun.
And then you just decide which stage you want to fucking plant at.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, so my first time being able to see, I think it was Green Day live, was the Warped Tour, and I remember Ryan Sears and I were like, "It's Green Day, it can't be that crazy," and so we're up front. 2 things. One, didn't realize how fucking loud it was gonna be. Like, Green Day's not like a fucking crazy fast or heavy band. But like when their stuff hits, it hits, dude. Yeah. And I remember feeling like, this is gonna make me shit my pants, dude. I was like, dude,
it's that one brown note, dude.
They're like shaking my soul out of my body, like, and then it was also fun just being like fucking smashed. And I remember thinking like, what the fuck? Am I in danger watching Green Day right now? Like, anyways,
just gotta take a dookie right now.
All right, this is from our boy Chris. He's got a couple. He says, how do you cope with unexpected news that could potentially turn your world upside down? Oof.
Oh, man, you just bury that bitch deep down inside.
Just ignore it.
And you ignore it. And then you deal with it later when it finally comes up.
It's not there.
It's not there if I don't say it's there.
Dude, dealing with unexpected news. I think for me, I want to know things because I feel like the sooner you either like... Sooner it happens, then you start to figure, like, you work on what's next, or what's the next move.
Same.
I think it's just going into, how do you cope with it? I mean,
I think this really depends on your personality.
Situation, like support. You know, what resources do you have? What is this? What kind of time sensitive thing is it? I mean, something crazy. World getting turned upside down. Like, you know, like a death in the family, like a sudden death. That's like, I don't know. I feel like using that as an example being a big one. I think for me, when it's been like if it's like family, then you just kind of go into like, I think for me it's like, okay, how do I either help, how do I be supportive, while also trying to find moments to like make sure I process well, or like I'm at least trying to like, you know,
take time for yourself.
Yeah.
I think I know for me, my personality is I want to know as soon as possible, so I can figure out what we do moving forward.
Yeah.
And like it's this thing that I've seen some people do, where you hit them with news and they like take a second, like kind of let it register, and then like, okay, we need to do this.
Yeah.
And it's like an action moment versus other personalities where you hit them with it and it's like, I need time to process and feel this. I'm not the person that needs time to process and feel it. I know I will eventually, but like right now I need to solve a problem. Yeah. So it just really just depends.
Yeah. And then the next one he said, been mentally and physically exhausted. Any advice on things to do to brighten my days? Dude, find like this could seem silly. Make a list of the things that you enjoy, things that you either enjoy doing, or things that things you even like. Like, I don't know, like obviously for me, raccoons would be on that list. And then things I enjoy doing would be like singing. I mean, like, as in, like, it sounds crazy, I know, whatever. But, like, even looking at, like, memes, like, in pictures of raccoons puts me in a better mood. So, that's my happy place. But then also, you know, singing for me, like I say, is good for me. Exercise is good for me. So, actually, something today I did that was kind of nice, and I feel like it kind of put me in a good mood, was I don't think I'm going to play tomorrow, but I got asked to do softball, and it's just for one game tomorrow. And so I initially was like, I don't think I can, because I don't have cleats.
I can't hit that big-ass ball or what?
No, just I don't want to, like, pull anything. And also, I don't want to, like, show up and I haven't played.
Yeah.
So then this morning when I got up to let Coda out, and, like, as I was, like, kind of walking around the backyard, my bag's there. And so I, like, went through it, and I had, like, my different weights and things, like, medicine balls and stuff. So I kind of just did, like, a little arm workout thing that I would do with my kids. And then I started doing just little, like...
The kids that you used to coach.
Yeah. Kids I used to coach baseball. I know that sounds weird. You know, things I do. Never mind. Anyway, yeah. So I started doing, like, little things, like little footwork kind of things. And it's funny how, like it comes back, but the first couple ones were like my balance is super weird, and then even though I was just like I kind of just tossing, like at one point I was just throwing a tennis ball, but even with that, just like my throwing, I know what my motion is supposed to be, and for it to not be that for the first couple of ones was like a little like
it feels so unnatural.
Yeah, my foot coming up really easily in the back. Anyway, so that was fun. But to answer the question, I would say just try to focus on the things that make you happy, things that you can do, you know, in the midst of the shit that is like around you and that you're currently in. Try to find things that just give you those little moments of, like, you know, peace or happiness or joy, you know, because like small things like that can, like, you don't know, that can, like, put you on a good wave or put you in a good state of mind, so that when you take on whatever bad news you're getting or whatever you're facing, it makes it a little easier to navigate through it.
And I've talked, you know, I won't put his stuff out there, but I've talked to Chris about what's going on, and you know, I think that, like, doing things for you, and this is like specifically to you, Chris, doing little things that like will like give you small wins to kind of put you, like, boost your spirits, right? Like things that you know that you enjoy, like even if it's like, hey, we're gonna work on the car today, we're gonna work on fixing this panel. Like we're gonna replace this panel, right? Just getting that one little thing done, there's like a sense of accomplishment, and that will like boost the positivity like moving forward. You know what I mean? You know, there are some dudes that like, cool, I'm gonna rebuild this carburetor, and when I'm done, I'm fucking stoked, right? Like, and I think that's something that for me like helps a lot. Like little projects, like yeah, the big picture might not be finished, but this little portion is done, and I feel better because I've accomplished something, you know. So yeah, maybe something like that.
And Chris, you're a writer, dude. Write music.
Yeah, dude.
Write music.
Write some jams.
Write jams, dude.
Bug Jesse to get your guitar done.
It's almost done. Almost done.
He asked. He said, "Me or Jesse, who's better looking?"
Oh, you.
Chris. Let's get.
Why would you even ask that, dude? You're the sexy one of them.
I love, for those of you who are watching, Jesse's like Michael Keaton Batman turn.
Yeah.
Like he can't turn the neck on the suit.
That's funny. Some more. He sent us a couple. So Beetlejuice or Edward Scissorhands?
Oh man, that's.
Beetlejuice.
I feel like that's a generational thing, right?
Yeah. Because I mean, you know what's funny? I need to watch Edward Scissorhands again because I watched it and I was way young. Same thing with Beetlejuice. Jordan and I just watched Beetlejuice, like the old one, and like it's
Phenomenal movie.
it's so like fun.
Yeah.
And also, it's funny to see, like, because thinking about when that came out, and it's like, dude, this had such an impact on, like haunted houses and just, like, I don't know, the funny side of it.
My answer for this is going to be Beetlejuice because it was, to me, more fun than Edward Scissorhands. But I really think this depends on your personality. Because if you're an awkward-ass person, Edward Scissorhands is
Oh, yeah.
because it's just pure awkwardness.
It's the introvert, I mean.
Yeah, exactly. But like both of those movies are phenomenal, but Beetlejuice is more fun.
Yeah. Let's see. It says, is this? Oh, sorry. I like missed the first part of this question. It says go to band for a shitty day or help bring happiness.
Have heart.
Have heart. For me, MXPX is a fun one. Like they kind of get me out of. Comeback Kid.
Comeback Kid for sure.
Comeback Kid is like a good like pick yourself up.
Ghost Inside. A lot of positivity there.
Feel good. I think also I just have my feel good albums like Twisted by Design from Strung Out is like a feel good for me. Obviously, Funk and Drublic, No Effects is like a big like. It's like one of those. It's like one of those things where I have to be careful if I put them on because it's like I have to finish the album kind of thing.
I don't know if I'm gonna get the year right on this, but I believe it was Jake Brown's 2010 pick. The Main, Can't Stop, Won't Stop. What a banger of a record.
Nice pick, Jake. I kind of remember that and being like, interesting.
And then I listened to the record and I was like, I get it. This record's a fucking banger.
And then he said, kind of what you touched on a little bit. He's been going through a lot the past couple months. Best advice to keep a grounded level of positivity.
Find the little wins, and like really, really just hold on, like close with your family. They're the ones that are closest to you all the time, and so they're really going to be the ones that can kind of help almost guide you through everything, and be that like foundation You know, whether it's your wife, your kids, anybody that, like, even your friends that are, like, you know, there for you. Just, you know, don't feel like you have to do it all on your own.
I think perspective too changes a lot of things, and just focus on like the good side of it, because like both things can be true, but like whatever you choose to focus on can impact a lot. Like, even like for myself right now, I'm in kind of a really not good, not a good place financially, just because of work things that have happened. And so it's like I can be very, and I am stressed about certain things, but like there's I could have a very, very bad negative perspective on my situation, which would be true, but I choose to have the one that, you know, believes that like this is a very temporary place that I'm in. And then just being grateful for the things that I do have going on. You know, this being one of the things. Obviously, being married and being supported right now. She's being super supportive. Having music in my life, you know, and then like I tell people, another way to kind of like to focus on like things like, because it's hard to like be like, dude, I literally don't have anything in my life. Nothing's going right. Blah blah blah, and it's like, can you walk? I know that sounds like such a weird thing, but can you walk? That's a blessing.
Yeah.
You know, do your hands work okay? That's a blessing. You know, and I know not for everybody, but like, if you're someone who enjoys music, do your ears work well enough that you can enjoy music? You know, even if, like in small moments. Like, there's so many things that we have, like physical things that we kind of take for granted and we don't think about, but like there is, at the end of the day, when you start looking at those small things, they add up, you know. So
can you breathe on your own? You know?
Yeah, can you breathe on your own?
Yeah.
You know.
With these fires, it's a little rough.
Yeah, and you see these fires like right now. You know, I think about this when I drive too. Like, if I see an accident, I'm like, dude, someone's right now is so fucking ruined.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like.
This random memory just popped up when you said that. Remember, there was Austin from Creative Void used to buy and sell auction cars, pure shit cars, all the time. But he would flip them, make a profit, right? You know, this he's had multiple scenarios, funny stories with the cars that I could tell that are amazing. But one time, there's all this traffic on the 91, right? So there's all this traffic, and our homie Abraham is sitting in this traffic trying to get home. Like, what the fuck is going on, right? So I'm gonna tell you this story from two perspectives. Mm-hmm. Abraham's sitting in traffic. What the hell is going on? Been sitting here for forever. What's happening? And then over the horizon on the 91, he sees, oh, there's a van on fire on the side of the freeway. As he pulls up, he looks. That's Austin. Austin standing outside the van talking to a cop. Van's on fire. So he pulls over because it's my boy. You're going to pull over. From Austin's perspective, just bought this van, cruising down the freeway or whatever. He's driving. Cop pulls up next to him. Pull over right now. He's like, what did I do? What did I do? Your fucking car is on fire. Pull over. Apparently under the van, it was all on fire. So Austin pulls over, jumps out of the van, and then it just engulfs
Oh my God.
So Austin bought a piece of shit van. It caught on fire, caused the whole traffic jam on the 91. Abraham just happened to be there and pulled over and took him home.
Dang.
Yeah.
So perspective. He says, it's funny because you answered your own question. He said, how come I didn't hear about this secret show? That's the point of a secret.
Secret show.
The point of a secret is...
Yeah, we did not promote it, mainly because, and this is the honest truth, one, it was Patrick's birthday. This was his party. Mm-hmm. And two, this was a chance just for us to kind of shake the dust off before we do like an official, like genuine show that everybody's invited to, that we're going to promote and treat as an actual show. I think this was an opportunity for us to
Kind of gauge where we're at.
Yeah, gauge where we're at. This band is like, as fun as it is and as rad as the songs that we're putting out, now it's like the put up or shut up moment, and we haven't had the ability to really like jam these out as a full band.
Yeah.
It's always like one of us is gone, right? And even leading up to this for practice, we were throwing wrenches left and right. I got sick. Rick got sick. You got sick. You lost your voice. Like you lost your.
I was never like worried though. But anyway,
I was.
Were you?
I'm not gonna lie. At the last practice we had, I was like, "Fuck! If he doesn't get over this is gonna be rough at the show." And then when you were the next day, you didn't show up to practice. I was like, "Oh God, Mike, please."
Yeah. I knew it was gonna be rough just based on the fact of how I was not feeling well, coughed a lot that night before and stuff. So I was like, this is gonna be a rough one. I wasn't like where I normally would be at that time, but yeah, I was more and I was kind of right about it. I was like, man, I think my cardio is okay for this. It was not. My cardio was not okay.
Yeah,
that was my big takeaway. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to be reminded that no, I can't just show up. I need to be fucking.
I was, there's a couple, not very many, but there's a few parts where I have the ability to actually sing in this band. And I was like, I want to watch videos of this from this show so I can see how I sound. Mic was off. So, don't know if I was hitting the notes right or not. We'll figure that out, I guess.
Okay, cool. We got some more. This is from Kiana Monet. Is that? Yeah. She says, "Do you have any fears? Mine would be heights, bugs, and the ocean."
Right.
I'm with you on the ocean. Heights, I feel like. I don't know. I guess it depends. I'm not a fan. I guess I don't know if it's like a straight fear.
I have this I think it's just an anxiety thing where like I'm not afraid of heights, but if I'm somewhere really high and I start to really think about it, then I go, oh yeah, this is kind of sketchy. It's not like a phobia by any means, but like for example, like when you're in Vegas and you're like in the high rise hotels, like skyscrapers or whatever, right? And you like kind of lean against the windows and shit. You're like, oh fuck, I'm really high. This is gnarly.
But it's kind of cool. No?
It's kind of cool. Yeah.
If I was like outside and it's like fucking windy and you have to hold the rail, you're like, then fuck that. then like fuck that. Yeah. If I have to like jump out of a plane,
I'll do
that.
I would do that. Yeah. Which brings us to our Patreon page. I have this idea where everything Mike says, fuck that. We should do it.
It'd have to be a lot of money.
It's for Patreon.
Yeah, it'd have to be a lot of money.
I mean, people pay monthly to watch videos if you do shit that you don't want to do.
Yeah, it'd have to be a lot of money. I would do it. That's the other thing too, is I feel like for as much, because like I don't think people understand how much I hate flying.
I know.
I fucking hate it.
We went on like a 2-hour flight to Arizona, and you were like, white knuckling the seat the whole time.
Yeah. So, but I'll do it because it's like, there's things I want to do. Things.
So what are you like genuinely like? What is a fear that you have?
A fear? The ocean is a pretty legit one, dude. I'm not a fan of it. But that also being said, if it was hot enough, I would like dive in, and I could probably swim around for a little bit. So it's like, it's just if you take me out any further, I won't be stoked.
Well, you don't want to be on a boat and jump in.
No, fuck that.
Not even with a life jacket or anything.
No, because then I look dumb while I'm doing it too.
Your fucking shoulders are all.
Hey, having a good time, mijo? Yeah.
We just give you those arm floaties, so it's just your fucking arms like this.
You see in the video, the guy throws his like daughter, she like the things that come like straight off, she goes straight down. Dude.
Oh Oh no.
Oh man, fear. I do. I mean, I don't do well with rodents, or
Okay.
Speaking of, I don't do well with rodents, and not a fan of snakes.
Okay.
Last night, taking the trash out, and it's one of those things where like, I don't know how to explain it. I was like getting going, so as I went to turn the corner, I took like a big step, and I kicked the shit out of something. I didn't even see it.
It was probably a raccoon.
It might have been, dude. It might have been a raccoon, but I fucking kicked it, and it was like a solid thing. In my mind, I was like, that could have been like a rabbit. It felt too flimsy to be a cat. I felt like if it was a cat, I think I would have literally like kicked it across. Like I would have heard like a meow or something. It felt solid, whatever it was. Possum maybe.
It's LA, yeah, it's a possum.
It could have been a possum.
This was in Riverside.
Oh, Riverside.
Night.
Oh, okay.
It could have been a raccoon. How sick would it be if you kicked it and you just felt its hand go like this on your shoe? You're like, and he's like,
I forgive you. Yeah, right. Or like it attacks me.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too. It would suck to get I know all these things. Like people, I'm not naive to what a raccoon fucking is, right? Like I'm very aware that like I could have one of my moments of like being really close to a raccoon would be that it attacked me.
yeah, it just mauls your face.
Yeah. Also, kind of cool afterwards.
Play with fire.
Yeah.
Get the thumbs.
Dude,
That's like you just kicked the shit out of Coda.
yeah, so I kicked something last night, and I couldn't see it because like, and the way I kicked it, and when I went to look, and I was just like running away, it like the trash bag like blocked whatever it was running away. Yeah,
it probably wasn't a possum then. It was probably like a raccoon or something.
Or a rat.
No, I felt too big to be a rat. I think it might, or maybe like a rabbit. Those guys are strong, right? Anyway, kick something.
Mike Perez, kicker of animals.
Yeah.
It's there, man. That's how that's how my cousin's dog, and I feel like I literally feel like we made this like connection because she was such a little asshole. This little dog, rest in peace.
You killed it?
No.
I thought the same thing.
No.
He's like, fuck this little dog, R.I.P.
Well, I was basing on her name.
Apparently it wasn't important enough after you slaughtered it.
Oh my gosh. It'll come to me. Anyway, there's a little dog, and she's like known for like biting and shit. She's like crazy. And I remember like she came in and she like, bit out my ankles, whatever. And like I had a legit moment where I looked at it and I was like, I'm gonna fucking kick you. Like it was like in that thought, like, and I was there, and she, I think, felt it or knew that like he's about to fucking kick me right now or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think like that moment like changed our relationship. And then I became like her favorite after that.
Sick.
Yeah.
Abuse.
I didn't
Abuse.
I didn't kick her. It was the threat of abuse.
Isn't that called like Stockholm syndrome?
I didn't kick it though. I think it knew that I was like willing to.
Yeah.
So after that we became.
She was like, "Oh, you're capable of these things."
I think that made her respect me.
I got it.
Mike's yelling at the dog. I'm the big dog.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, okay, you're gonna do it, right?"
Lola. Why does she have that accent?
Her name is Lola.
She a Chihuahua?
Chihuahua.
Raise it.
She's like, "Fucking do it."
Fucking do it, fool.
Do it, fool. Little bitch.
You're not.
So yeah. I have many fears. Oh, earthquakes are my biggest fear. What the fuck?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say that.
Yeah, fuck earthquakes. Dude, we have in LA, which by the way, I think it should be fucking illegal for trash to come before 8 in the morning. On a Saturday. Come on, it was like 7:45 on a Saturday.
Because of the holiday.
Is that why? Oh, dude, fuck them.
Because the Monday was the holiday, so it pushes trash day back one day.
Yeah. But anyway, it's like loud and like this big ass like rumble. So like I wake up thinking it's a fucking earthquake. But anyway. Storm's like, "Are you crying?" I'm like, "No, I'm crying." All right. Kiana also asks, "What is your favorite core memory as a child and as an adult?"
As a child and as an adult.
As a child, I mean, I have like fun memories, like thinking back on like playing like street hockey, like in my or playing baseball in my driveway with my neighbors. That was always really fun. That was like really, I loved that shit.
Yeah, I feel like I have a memory of like playing basketball for the first time and being like, this is fucking cool. Filipinos. I had just finished singing karaoke.
And dancing.
Yeah. It all happened in the same gym.
Same day. No. This is after your
Which happened to be
after your violin lesson.
After my violin lesson at the church.
At the church. and then the next day for your piano lesson. You know what's a fun memory was for my birthday when I was young. My parents and aunts, everybody would donate their TV for the night. And then we'd set up TVs all over the house, like all downstairs. And then my friends would come over for like a sleepover. And then we'd put a different system on every TV. So like we'd have two Nintendo 64s, a Sony going, probably Sega, I don't know, something a long time ago. And yeah, it's fun.
Oh, dude, I do have a core memory about Nintendo 64. We had left California and we moved to South Carolina. And that first Christmas that we were gone, my whole family flew out to South Carolina and hung out with us. We had this little apartment. And my parents got me a 64 with Mario, which I think was the only game that came out at the time. Like, the N64 dropped and it was Super Mario, and that was it. So we got the N64, opened it up that morning. Fuck, yeah, cool, whatever. Probably didn't say fuck. Who knows? But I remember me, Philip, and my uncle, the doc, we decided we were going to sit and play Mario while everybody else went shopping, like for, the holiday or whatever. So, like, that morning we had breakfast, we set up the N64, and we started playing Mario, and everybody left. And then we played for so long, they came home from shopping, like, 6, 7, 8 hours. Like, they were gone all day. And they came home, and they were like, even my uncle, the doc, we're all still in our same clothes. We hadn't changed. We just sat in front of that TV playing Mario all day. And they were like, have you guys been playing this nonstop? And my uncle was like, you guys are back? I didn't even realize how long it had been.
Dude, how fun was that first Mario 64?
So good.
Dude? Like, it's funny that you say that because I remember, like, the first friends that I knew that had it were the Escalantes, my friend, like, Ruben Robert. And I remember going and, like, I remember just watching them play. Like, I'm pretty sure they let me play too, but I remember it was like, I couldn't believe it just like watching it.
I couldn't believe all the different worlds you could discover too. Like how
the water, swimming in the water too.
Yeah. Or like, remember the load screen? We were so used to like Super Nintendo or whatever. The load screen was just a load screen. Yeah. And now you could fuck with his face.
Yeah.
Or you could like pull his cheeks and like
and
move his nose.
Wander anywhere around the castle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like basically like the first open world, like, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's so cool. I had a like a blister on my hand from fighting Bowser, because you had to like spin him and then throw him. Well, my thumbs weren't fast enough, so I'd use my palm, fucking spin him as fast as I could, and I had like a blister on my palm from doing it. God, I love that game.
Dude, I remember the first time, like, when finally we had a full. Because we had jammed and we were, like, missing shit. But I remember the first time we had a band practice where, like, we had... Like, I was like, dude, okay, we're about to jam now. And we have...
We have songs.
Well, yeah, songs, kind of. But we had, like... I had a guitar and a guitar amp. Ryan has bass amp. We had kind of... It wasn't a PA. It was a fucking microphone plugged into, like, an old bass speaker. And then... Jose had like actual, like, it was like his kit was done now. Like he had everything. Like I think we even used we used to stack like fucking books for a snare and like put it on like, it was like crazy. We were so ghetto. And I remember like finally we were like, it's crazy going back. So I remember having the garage set up because everything was at my house. I remember having the garage like set up, and just being like, oh my god, tomorrow when we practice, it's gonna be like we're gonna be like a real band. Like we're gonna be a fucking. I'm gonna be able to sing, and then everyone's gonna wait. Our stuff is ready. Like we have our gear now. Like we're like a fucking band now for real. It's like before we were just kind of fucking around, but now we're like a band. And like I remember that, like having the garage fucking ready, and just knowing that the next morning or whenever we're gonna meet up would be our first like. Now we're a band that has like things, as opposed to just like, we're a band that just practices, but like there's no PA, there's like nothing to sing out of. So,
I remember being, I want to say like 14 years old, first finishing playing through the first song we ever wrote, and then like we're jamming, we finished the song, and we're just like. We did that. The song sucked. Yeah. But we fucking did that, dude. Yeah. I was a guitar player back then. Haven't been one since then.
You're like, that was rad. I don't want to do that anymore.
that was rad. Let me just sing for the next 20 years.
That's fine. And then as an adult, I don't know, too many like cool things as an adult. I mean, my niece is being born. Getting married. MBR coming back was sick.
Yeah, it's a cool show.
I didn't think that was gonna happen. I don't know.
That's funny what you said at the Easy Out show. You're like, this song is about being on dating apps. I was on them. Little did I know all I had to do was play a show with my band, then I'd meet my wife. So start a band. Yeah. Meet your wife.
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah, that's fun. Our boy Peter, he says, how would you guys have handled a situation like... Oh, wait. Let's see. I feel like this might be out of order. How would you guys have handled a situation like that? I feel like I'm missing something. Or maybe it's all one thought.
Oh, okay. So, how do you feel about Linkin Park's new vocalist? Mm-hmm. And who would you have liked to have seen as their new vocalist, and why is it Peter from from DOAD? And then, how would you guys have handled a situation like that? I'm assuming it means how would you have handled...
Like being in like a band like Linkin Park.
Yeah. And then your vocalist dying.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. Okay. That makes more sense. You go.
So, as far as the new vocalist goes, I know that people are mad about some of the things she said, like some of her political statements, or... like who she's associated with. Like I guess she really defended what's his name, Danny Masterson, throughout his whole yeah. So there was a lot of that. That
70 show, right?
Yeah. That stuff aside, solely from an artist perspective, I think she has a great voice. Mm-hmm. I think she's a great performer. Nobody is ever going to be Chester.
Nope.
Because nobody can ever do what he did in that sense of the band, right? I think it was smart for them to go a female singer route as opposed to trying to find another guy. Mm-hmm. I think that was the right move for them. That being said, the new Linkin Park single doesn't feel like Linkin Park to me. It just feels like a new band.
Yeah.
Which they don't have the original drummer. They also don't have their original guitar player either. He's, I guess, still involved, but more behind the scenes than anything else. It's hard when you are in a project or in a band like that for so long that you become family, you become friends, and then when somebody's gone, especially in that type of way, it would be one thing if he quit and then they got somebody else.
Right.
But because he passed, it's like this different legacy that you have that are like shoes that you're stepping into. So, like I said, like all the personal politics things aside, I think she's a great singer, and I think that she'll do well. The Linkin Park name will still do well because regardless, there are those diehard fans that are going to rock with them from the beginning. Mm-hmm. And, you know, whether people want to admit it or not, this was Mike Shinoda's band prior to Chester joining. He started Linkin Park. He formed it, and then Chester came in. So those guys have every right to do what they feel best for their band. Yeah. Should it have been Peter from Dreaming of a Day? Would have ripped.
I would have voted for it.
I would have voted for it. Probably would have sounded really fucking good.
Yeah.
And then in that situation, I mean, the reality is this, like, dudes have bills to pay. Like, people have careers to continue. Like, you know, same thing, you can look at any band, like, if you have a band who is well-known and established, and then somebody leaves, or somebody dies, or somebody passes away, whatever the case is, the choice between keeping this band going who already has a solidified fan base that you know you will still sell tickets versus starting a completely new project, these fans will not always translate to this band. So from like a money making perspective and from like a legacy perspective, like if you decide to keep the band going, you have to be prepared for the backlash that you're going to get from it. Yeah. But I don't think it's wrong to do that.
Yeah. Right.
But it's definitely going to be an uphill battle from there.
Yeah. Which is kind of like, with that same kind of thought, it's like, it's impressive for like iconic bands to come back with different vocalists. Queen did it.
Queen, yeah.
Freaking Journey. Mm-hmm. But then like, but also you look at a band that did it and then like they started, basically it wasn't everyone, but it was like, you know, the ashes of Nirvana came with the Foo Fighters. Mm-hmm. You know, and now they're like probably arguably one of the biggest rock bands ever.
With Dave Grohl being all over the news today.
Yeah, for us.
For what?
He's having an affair. He's having a baby outside of his marriage.
Yeah.
A rock star?
Yeah. The baby came out saying, "The best."
This is the best. David Grohl, no.
Dude, the memes are fucking crazy. I got a confession.
Yeah. It was like Dave Grohl singing to his wife and family.
Dang.
I don't know, dude. To me, like, those scenarios are tough because
there's no right. There's no real wrong.
Yeah.
But also, like, we don't know what their relationship dynamic is behind the scenes, right? Like, there are definitely a lot of people in relationships, both male and female, especially when you're in entertainment, where people are like, yeah, do whatever you want to do. Yeah. Go do your thing, whatever. Come home to me, right? Like, and so in scenarios like that, like, we don't know.
It's just like, leave it on the road, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're talking about the Dave Grohl thing. I was talking about the singer thing. That's why I was just well, you know, sometimes good, sometimes not.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, the Dave Grohl thing. You know, it is what it is. The singer thing. How would you have handled that?
I mean, there's no, like you said. I think it comes down to the band. It comes down to, you know, it's such a everything. It's such a case by case. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm sure there's some bands that, I mean, there are some bands that have like come back with different vocalists. It just hasn't worked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. It's a crazy situation. It's a bummer of a situation. This is from Beardley. He says, I'm jamming with friends. I've been told I have to sing, and I'm nervous. If it turns into something, I got to write lyrics. Nervous about that, too. Any tips for both?
Yeah, I still want to jam with you and help you write some songs. But as far as lyric writing goes, dude, write from the heart, man. Right from the heart.
Yeah.
Write about Share the Backline and how you guys are the IE's premier podcast
How you
Write
guys?
about your love of Taco Bell.
Yeah, your inferior palates.
Yeah. I got another confession to make. Yeah. I don't like this food.
Also too, it's something that the nice thing about I think about lyric writing is you know right away whether you have it or not. No, I was kidding.
Oh man.
No. Just like anything, it can be learned, you know? And the more you do it, the better you get at it. So if that's the case, Andrew, freaking start writing, write a lot. I have little things I can give you. I literally have read books. I don't know if I better share this out loud. I read books about lyric writing. One book was called The Art of Lyric Writing, and the other one was Stories in Lyric. Or anyway, it was about like a process, like different processes to get yourself. It's mostly for writer block, I guess. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Andrew, if you have, I can send you my fucking 2 cents for writing lyrics.
Also, don't be afraid for your lyrics to suck.
Yeah.
I mean,
most of them do, you know.
Like you, most of his.
No, I'm saying in general, just most lyrics are good, you know.
So like even not even saying that I'm a great writer or anything, but like I'll write a song, and that's always a first draft. Mm-hmm. And then the more I like perform it, the more I hash it out, or I'll track it or whatever. That's when I start to kind of like fine tune everything. I'll change full lines. I've changed choruses. I won't tell you what song, but there's Creative Void videos where you watch us play live, and the song that you see us playing live is completely different than what came out on the record because I completely changed the song. So like nothing's, especially when it comes to lyric writing, nothing's final.
Nothing's final. Dude, get your melodies. Get your melody right, and then if it doesn't, like... so just recently I was reminded of this. Millencolin. Those dudes, I think they're Swedish. Like, if you read the lyrics, kind of ridiculous because they don't... It's like...
Because English is not
their first language.
Not their first language, yeah.
But the melodies, and they became, like, super successful because they write, like, fucking sick-ass melodies. Mm-hmm. Like, it's hard to hear what he's even saying. Mm-hmm. You can be reading the lyrics and you're like, what the fuck? How's that even... What is that? Another band that was like that too is a Japanese punk band called High Standard. Mm-hmm. Same dude, awesome fucking music, cool melodies, cool harmonies, lyrics again crazy. Just because it's like, oh, what? Okay, that doesn't make sense, but okay.
Speaking of Japanese bands, if you want to go heavier, the early Crystal Lake stuff, English not their first language, songs fucking rip, and then when you read the lyrics, you're like, okay, you know. But the melody, people will remember the melody of a song over lyrics always. Yeah. Because like think about it, how many times you've been like, what's that one song? Yeah. You don't know lyrics. You're trying to figure out what the fuck it...
And most of the time people get your fucking lyrics wrong anyway, so
yeah, what's that fucking one song?
Yeah, so yeah, just practice, man. You must practice. All right, so then we had a couple questions that had to do with... These are probably quicker ones. Okay, we asked what kind of videos we should react to. Our boy David from C-Spire. He said Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour.
Hell yeah. Mike will shed a tear if we were to react to the Eras Tour.
I would probably dissect the shit out of it.
Yeah.
For all the fucking...
I would just look for all the times that she blew her nose and she had snot on her fingers.
Some people spit a lot. I spit. He also suggested Linkin Park, the new song with the new vocalist. Mm-hmm. Mike O'Hora, he said K-pop.
Yeah. We don't want to jock your style.
Yeah,
or
we don't want to.
career.
We don't want to get in your lane, man. Our boy Chris, slap at the bass. He said, people either falling or people trying to sing.
I can't do that. I would just laugh hysterically. Something about people falling or getting hurt, I die.
Ty said food once. See, food is like, I think that'd be fun, but also like it would be so bad because it's like immediately after we're gonna make poor decisions just based on.
We make poor decisions without even looking at food.
I know. Yeah.
We're gonna make a poor decision in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
1-2 Fitness says nature is metal. Those are pretty.
Love those videos.
Those are pretty wild. This is a question we had put out. It says, "What songs help you?" Basically, Chris said, "Secretly, Michael Jackson song." Why is that a secret?
Yeah, why is that? Well,
Did he do it? Did he not? Yeah. That's the whole thing.
this is the whole separating the art from the artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Robert Kelly.
Do you have your passport?
Dude, that was wild.
Do you have your shots? Tell me, do you want to come home with Rob?
He needs his own like show of them just like interviewing him and like really just like putting his psyche out there, like how he sees life, how he sees things, because it's interesting, man.
Did you see the video of him singing in the prison?
No.
He was just singing in the cell block, like giving everybody a concert.
Kelly. Lean Mean Drum Machine. This is a boy from Moment's Notice.
Uh-huh.
He says, "Weather the Storm" by Insomnium. They have the best lyrics ever. Sick.
Take note, Andrew.
Our boy Maddie doesn't know. Also, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Gonna be Papa
Baby on the way.
Maddie soon.
So, real question: are you gauging your ears bigger so that the baby has something to hold on to, or is that
Just to hold his head.
just to hold the baby's arms, the flotation devices?
He said his song choice was "Chase Through the Woods" by a Rapist.
Sick.
Who's that?
That is, oh my God. Why am I drawing a blank?
We'll come back. Our homie Frankie Terra. She said, I'm guessing it's Nevermind, but it's Nimvind. Nimkin? I don't know. Looks like it'd be like Nevermind.
Nimvind?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Nimvind.
But the song is called Killing Saturday Night. Very cool.
Nice.
1-2 Fitness said Blood Brothers by Hate Speech.
Sick.
Kiana says Must Be in a Good Place Now by Bobby Charles. Sends me to a happy place reflecting on life. Awesome.
That's the one. Waking the Cadaver.
Nice. Our boy Peter said Ride the Lightning by Warren Zeters.
We're gonna ride the lightning. Feel the thunder.
All right. This is something we should sit down. Also, side note, I listened to, when did the new Darsum EP drop?
A month ago.
Yeah, a month or two ago.
It's been that long? Well, anyway, I already
Gabe talked about it when he was here.
Yeah.
it wasn't out yet, though, was it?
No, they were about to release it when he came in.
But they had dropped singles already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I listened through the EP
It rips.
So good.
3 times.
It rips. Yeah.
So shout out Darson.
Go check them out at Mosh for Youth.
So this one was the question we put out was bands we should check out. So
Okay.
Joey Groans says the band or band Household.
Okay.
Never heard. So Diablo Vision 666. Terena. Cool man.
Hell yeah.
Fucking
Toronto rips.
They're from Oxford, California. Sick. Nate Bena. It's Always You.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's they're more like a pop punk band, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've seen them on a couple of his shows.
Yeah.
Sick.
Shout out Nate for booking cool shows.
Yeah. Jerry Sleeps said Deer Distance.
Okay.
This is actually kind of cool because the only band so far that I've heard of is Tirana. Joshy P22 said a band called Cut Lips. And Old Friends is in. He said favorite song off their EP would be Compulsive.
Sick. I hate having cut lips. That's the worst.
Drink more water, fool.
You know, like when it's cold and you yawn and then you get that fucking. You just go like.
Johnny Ramirez, 957. Omerta. Chris.
Isn't that a Lamb of God song?
Omerta.
Omerta. Omerta.
I'm sure it's a band though.
Yeah. Our boy Chris Ballard said, "Said it. My buddy Mitch is the drummer. Used to manage his old band, Misery Loves Comfort."
Yeah, I said it.
Said it. Misery Loves Comfort. Dang. I've heard that name in a long time.
Damn.
Let's see. Adnesty. He said, "Go check out Deer Distance." So that's 2 for Deer Distance.
2 for Deer Distance.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I wonder if they play in Deer Distance.
That'd be
If they do, hell yeah, good on you for promoting.
Yeah, we're like, easy out.
It's crazy how many people said easy out on this list.
That's funny. And then Frankie Terror said some more. She said 50 Cent Freak Show, Goodbye Viking, The Heart Smashers, Holy Hell, and Cut Rate Druggist.
Sick.
And she has more. Millennials. Looks like Illinois, but Millennials. I don't know. Spirits. Evelyn Casket. Tethered. Tethered is a cool name.
Tethered is a cool name.
It's a cool name. Forest of Hate. It's also kind of cool too. Hufflepuff Heroes.
Sick.
Jesse.
Sorry.
Jesse. Jesse, put it on your camera if you're going to rip those.
It's the chair, see?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Our boy Jolka, he says Manual Fade, who is very sick.
Manual Fade's good.
We played with them. Burn State played with them. They're like thrashy, so they're fun. 1-2 Fitness says Outlawed, Hate Speech, and Pinkos. Let's see. Kiana says Smile on the Sinner and Archers.
Archers is sick.
New Abuse FM said, New Abuse. I've heard they're sick. Or I've heard it's sick. That's awesome. And then Blue Macau, 456, said Mortalis official. Mortalis. Mortalis?
Maybe.
Yeah. Dude, this is sick. Thank you. Because then I've literally only heard of like 2 of these bands.
Yeah. Frankie and her list of bands, she books shows.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got like a nice little line on some up and coming bands and shit too.
That's like, I think that's what's like fun when you talk to promoters.
Yeah.
Because it's like they have such a ear to the ground for everything. All the diamonds and the roughs. I think that's... Oh, and then we have... This one was kind of a... Some of these are reaching for the stars, which I love. This was... we asked, like, what guest we should get on the show. And so... Aaron is trash said Manny from Grounds for Assault.
Sick.
Joey Groan says Brendan Murphy. He would be fun as hell.
He would be fun as hell to get on the show.
I feel like, does he do much?
He does stuff here and there.
I
feel like you'd have to be the one to reach out to him.
Yeah. First, so let me tell this Brendan story. So when we were doing cycles, we wanted to get him on, and So like we hit him up, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, totally down." So we're like, "All right, sweet." And so we were like, we were basically running into problems with Victory because they were on Victory Records at the time, and so it was one of those things where we're like,
"Oh, weird problems with Victory Records."
yeah. and so like I remember like it was just I forget what happened. It was just a lot of like just dumb shit with through Victory, and so we were telling Brendan. And so it was kind of one of those things where we were just telling him, like, dude, we'd love to do it, but it looks like your label's gonna kind of veto this. And, like,
yeah.
And he's like, fuck that. He's like, I'm going to go to the studio. He's like, I think we just sent him money so that he could, like, get his like, transportation there at the time, you know? And we're like, we don't want you to get in trouble for doing a guest part on our freaking album. And he's like, dude, fuck that. He's like, they're not going to do anything.
He's like, what would they do?
I don't know. But we're like, yeah, we don't get sued though. But they let it happen. I don't know if they knew. I think maybe we just didn't credit. No, I think we did. I think we had to have credited Victory on there.
Yeah, normally it's like Brennan is appearing courtesy of Victory Records or whatever.
Yeah. I just remember it was like, it was just rad because he was just like, no, fuck that, I'm gonna do it. Like, I don't care. Like, yes. Let's see. Our boy Davey Ceasefire says out of chaos.
Yep.
Get him back.
Have you guys on my list?
Our boy Chris says Chris Ballard, good guy. And then he just put laughing. Then he put Tim Lambesis or Motionless in White. Interessante. 1-2 Fitness said New Abuse. It's Britney Bitch says Division 1.
Actually, yeah. I want that to happen.
Condor says Dan from Murder Death Kill. Dude, yes.
I already kind of talked to him about that. I just need to figure out scheduling.
Dan, come on. That would be fucking sick.
That'd be rad.
Scum Society Art says Division 1 Records. Yeah. Our boy Noble Savage Cinema Manny. He said Fever.
Okay.
Ooh, New Abuse said we should get Knuckle Sandwich. Said it would be dope.
Absolutely. Also on my list.
Yeah.
Just a little inside baseball for you guys. I do work on booking this show in advance, but I only do like a stretch of episodes, like
a month.
Yeah, like the month, or sometimes maybe 2, just because people's schedules are crazy, ours as well.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to book out like 3-4 months and then have something happen and then it's crazy to rearrange.
Yeah.
So normally, like we'll book out like the next 4 or 5 episodes and then slowly start to add more after that.
And then I think it's Gage McLaren said Division 1 Records / booking, and then Sharky McStevens said Division 1 booking.
Wow.
So Division 1.
D1, huh?
D1. Dude, heck yeah. We'd love to have. If you want to be on the show, please just
honestly, just if you want to be on the show, just send us a message.
That's like the funniest thing. How do you get on the show? Well,
it's like Greg Ramos is like, so how do you get on Walking Blind? Literally this. When you want to go?
Yeah. When are you free?
When are you free?
When can you be here? And then it's two more. So, last one's from Chris. These things I put out for before we started the episode today. He said, "Would you?" Let me start here. How many different styles have you guys gone through? Music, clothes, talking. Would either of you jump off the back of a boat and swim in the middle of the ocean?
I would jump off the back of the boat and swim in the middle of the ocean. I've gone through probably more styles than I can count because I went through this phase where I just moved all over the place and I was trying to figure out who the fuck I was. So it was a lot.
Music styles.
Music styles. I mean, I've done hip hop music. I've done skate punk now, hardcore, metalcore,
R&B.
R&B shit. I've written country songs. I've done like acoustic projects. Yeah, I've done quite a bit. A lot of it that didn't really see the light of day because it sucked. But you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Gone through.
How about this? How about this? Patreon. You do shit that makes you uncomfortable. I'll write songs in the styles that people request.
I'll do that.
No. Because you're better at it than me.
Fuck, my deal sounds way fucking worse.
No, but I'm going to be doing it with you. Like, if you jump out of a plane, I'm going to jump out of a plane too.
Yeah, but you want to jump out of a plane.
So? It's just my way of these things getting paid for by someone else.
I know. That's why, like, and that's.
But my joy doesn't come from jumping out of the plane. It's watching you jump out of the plane.
I know.
That's what friends do, man. They push each other
Out of planes.
out of planes.
Would I ever jump off the back of a boat into the ocean? No. Middle of the ocean? I don't think I could. Done it at lakes, no problem.
What's the difference? I didn't mean that. There's a huge difference.
I know.
Lakes are scary too, though.
They can be, for sure. Would either of you ever tour full time again?
Ooh. The answer to that is yes, but I would have to be able to support everything at home.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it. I wouldn't be able to do just full DIY scraping by tours full time at this stage. I don't.
What if full time was, and you knew that everything got paid, and some, like, if you're making really good money, could you be gone on the road 8 months out of the year?
Consistently?
8 months
Straight? 8 months straight?
Not straight, but just like, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months.
Okay, so here's the honest answer to that question. Can I? Yes. Would my family be able to handle it? I don't know.
No.
That's like I would be able to, if it's paying my bills and it's taking care of everything at home and everything is, and I'm doing what I love to do. Yeah. Would they be able to hang tough through that whole thing? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, you probably end up single.
Yeah. I mean, if it's like a couple months on, come home for a bit, couple months on, come home for a bit, I think that's more attainable than the dudes that go like, okay, we're going 8 months straight.
What if it was 1 month on, 1 month off?
Yeah. 1,000%. Could you?
It's the same thing. Could I physically do it? Yeah, I could physically do it. I don't know if I would want to, though.
But think about it. Everything's paid for.
If everything is paid for, then yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? I did it when nothing was paid for.
I did it. Also didn't have a wife back then.
Fucking dude, what a fucking
That's real road warrior shit.
200 shows a year.
200 shows a year, a lot.
It's a lot of fucking shows, and we did that at least 6 years straight.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the first 2 years we really weren't playing that much, but once we got like going, I think we were averaging about 200 shows a year.
I remember that like increase in time frames where like in the beginning it'd be like we'd hang out and then we wouldn't see each other for a couple weeks, and then we'd hang out and we wouldn't see each other for a couple weeks. And then those turned into like we'd hang out and I wouldn't see you for 2 months.
Yeah.
Hang out, I wouldn't see you for 4 months.
Yeah.
And it was like we'd hang out and I'll see you next season. Yeah. Like I'll see you when it's cold. Like, so
holidays you can always count on us being back usually.
Yeah.
I guess not all. Actually,
Not always. 'Cause
no,
Thanksgiving, you'd be
You'd
gone.
be gone Thanksgiving.
Halloween, you'd be gone. I remember we threw that massive Halloween party because everybody happened to be home that one year.
That's fun.
It would take. I mean, okay, so like think about it this way. Let's take like heavy bands out of the picture. Let's say Easy out.
Mm-hmm.
Everything takes off. Things are going great. We're on the road. Let's say 6 months out of the year. Doesn't have to be straight. Let's like we're on 3.
I think I could do 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like in that scenario, obviously, if things are getting taken care of, that also means we have the ability to like, hey, I'm gonna fly my lady out.
Yeah.
And she can hang out for a week and then fly back or whatever. Or like, I have time. We have the ability to do those things that we could never do before. I think that's different. Or you're on a bus, so she can come hang for a week and then.
I think it's one of those things too, where it's like I think what's rad about like there's this documentary on Ed Sheeran that neither of you guys have watched.
Sharon.
And I think in this, I feel like there's like the success for like big artists is they kind of just hire their own crew as in their own people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it would be like if we got to that, being at that point where it's like, everyone's significant other has an actual role, like a real role, so it's not just they're just there,
right?
Like an actual role that keeps the band moving and going. Maybe that's what we should do. Just make our ladies work. You don't want crime.
Wait, take the camera off me.
I was like, why don't you want crime on tour with you every day?
I don't think, and this is no offense to her, I don't think she'd be able to hang that long.
I get tired of it.
Yeah,
it's a different thing. Touring's
it's a different thing. It's one thing to like come out for a week or two and hang out, but like really just being gone all the time. Mm-hmm. Plus there's kids involved and there's you can't take them out of school.
Yeah,
just come fucking hang out with you for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever.
Dude, I feel could tour longer than either of us would be Jordan. Freaking extrovert, physical labor.
Probably.
Building stuff.
She's like, every day you have to talk to someone new. She's like, sick.
Yeah. Also, you got to think about it. Like, you're gonna be in like a can of just dudes, unfiltered, and
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, I think once you get to that point where like if you're like a road dog like that and we're on the road for 6 months of the year, you're gonna be on a bus or at least a bandwagon where you kind of have your own space but not really.
Yeah.
And it's like you want to hire your friends, but you also only want to hire your friends that are going to do the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can't just hire homies. You can't.
Yeah.
Like it's tough.
Especially with party animals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was like one of my favorite things when you take someone out on tour who's never toured before and seeing that like excitement just like when you see the real work. But then also we've had the opposite thing where we'll take someone out and we can be like, oh shit, they're cut for this. Mm-hmm. Like this is gonna be good for them.
It's wild when you get to the point where you're just like so comfortable with all the people around you that it doesn't fucking matter what they do. It doesn't matter what you do. Like you guys are just at this point where it's like kind of whatever. But then at the same time you're like, why the fuck do you do that? Like I don't care, but then like you'll have your moments where you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Because you're just around each other so much. They're just
Dude, Rick still. Yeah, that was a good question. Oh, then there was one last one. From Too Good Food? Five Guys or In-N-Out?
different things.
Yeah.
If I had to choose between the two, I'd go In-N-Out. Mostly because I feel like you get better food for your money.
Yeah.
Five Guys is expensive as shit. Your bun is always soggy because of the grease that's like in that foil.
Yeah.
And the fries are expensive as hell, but they give you a lot of them. I'm not saying Five Guys is bad, but I've just never had a dry bun.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even remember the last time I had Five Guys.
There's a lot of them closed down.
I still remember. I think it was Hank. I forget what band it was. I don't want. Oh, it was a band that was thankful for us taking them out on tour, and so they like wanted to treat us. And this is a tour that was like a small tour, you know. It was rough.
Yeah.
And they're like, "We're gonna buy you guys dinner tonight." And we're like, okay, you know, kind of like you don't have to do that, but okay.
Yeah, but cool.
Like, no, like we want to, like as a thank you, like this is rad. We're like, all right, cool. And so like we're in nowhere, middle of nowhere, and our options were a Five Guys, and then like something else. I think like an actual like restaurant, like a bigger one. And so they were like, dude, let's just go to Five Guys. And we're like, let's wait till the next town. It gets back on the next town.
Yeah.
Like, no, like we're here. We said we want to do it tonight. Like whatever you guys want from Five Guys. And we're like, have you guys been to Five Guys?
Yeah.
Like,
Have
do
you
you
guys
guys
ever...
know what you're getting into? And they insisted, and we went. And I remember when they got the bill, they were like,
so expensive.
yeah. So.
Speaking of, is that that burger spot open? What time are they closed?
Oh, that one that we went to?
Yeah.
What burger spot?
I don't know.
It's a burger spot in Grand Terrace. Loud Burger.
Yeah. That's fucking great, yeah.
Awesome.
Loud Burger?
Yeah. They were just like a little pop-up shop, and they killed it, and then they expanded to a full, like, burger joint, like restaurant.
Sick.
I don't know how late they're open, but if they're open late, we should go there because it's tight, and it's not like you get good bang for your buck.
Nice. Yeah. Well, dude, we got through it.
We got through it. Let's do a quick mental health check.
Oh,
Even though
yeah.
we kind of did it earlier, but
Yeah. So mental health check is where we like to check in weekly, see where we're at mentally. That way, if things are going well, what's going on in our lives, that is keeping us in a good place. And if things aren't going so well, what's keeping us in a funk? Michael?
actually, I want Jesse to start.
Oh, Jesse. You have a camera now.
He got a camera, and he's had a week.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
Yeah. So, I guess I'll start from when the Ritual of the Spare guys were here. Mm-hmm. I got home, and just my car just shut off automatically on me. And same thing like you were talking about earlier. My head was like, okay, go time. What do you got to fix? What do you got to do?
Yeah.
You know, okay, it's this. I can fix it. But I had to do it the next day because it's already late. And so after that, week passes by. I'm checking my car, checking fluids and everything like that. And I'm looking at the serpentine belt, and it's eating up from like one side. I'm like, fuck. So I'm thinking one of the bearings are messed up and everything like that. So I go to my dad's house because he has all the proper tools to do it. I go, we fix it, everything's cool. And I'm driving it all week, everything's cool. By Thursday, I get to work, and my car just the temperature needle just pops up. And I'm like, fuck. So luckily I'm at work already. I park, and I'm looking under, and all the antifreeze just flew out. And I'm like, damn it. So that whole day was stressful. I was even texting Mike, trying to get my car back home so I can like work on it, doing everything like that. Turns out it was just a water pump. And then, from Thursday to this Sunday, it was just hectic. I either got the wrong part or the wrong gasket or the wrong whatever. Then I ended up ordering the part thinking it's going to be ready for today. Mm-hmm. It's not coming in until tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, like I was telling you guys, it's like it's beating me to hell because it's like the problem's so simple to fix, but yet I don't have the right tools, or it's like,
Or you don't have the part.
or I don't have the part, So in my head, I'm like beating myself, and like even today I wasn't gonna come. You guys were gonna do a regular setup, but I was like, you know what? I'm been in my head so long that I need a change. I need a different scenery right now, because it's like I started getting depressed because it's like, damn, like what, like I started doubting myself, overthinking about everything, and it's just it's funny because even Sunday at my nephew's birthday. I got there, and I had the car just in my head, you know, and I got there, and somebody was talking to me, and my response was attitude, like pissed off and everything like that. And even like I was saying, Mike, my girl was on the phone with me, and she's like, "Hey, just don't talk right now, because you sound pissed off, and it's a happy event, you know." So I said hi to everybody, but then I stopped talking. But it's like, it's not because I'm pissed off at everybody. It's just I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
You know?
Pissed.
Yeah. So, and it's like, I had to revert back to what I was doing, which was, what can I control? What can I not control? You know? So the part I got to wait for it, I got to wait for it. I can't do nothing about it. You know? Tools, you know, you got to work with what you got. You know? So it's just like, the whole time it's like, I want to, you know, I want to move forward with it, but it's just like it keeps on taking me a step back, and that's what's just in my head. But luckily, everything now is like at the horizon, you know, and it's oh, even my bad. Sunday I wake up and then my tooth starts hurting, and it's like seriously, like this is exactly what I need, you know. So like I said, it's just frustration, and then today I was just like, you know what? I'm at work. I'm not like worried about how am I gonna get somewhere, you know. So it like kind of eased off everything, but still, it was just the whole week was just like taxing on me, you know, anxiety all the time, and you know, it got to a point where I just sat in my room, turned off the lights, and just started playing music, and it helped me. That's what was like.
What were you listening to?
Huh?
What were you listening to?
Comeback Kid, Have Heart.
He's like the Mars Volta.
Mars Volta. But yeah, that or it's just for me. Like I said, like I just needed to change my scenario. You know, my scenery. Sorry. Yeah. And coming here, like you guys always talk about it, but it's true. Like coming here, hanging out with you guys, even if I'm not saying anything, just being with you guys, something like that, it helps me. You know. So, yeah.
Okay.
See, that's the payment that you receive.
Yeah.
That's the true definition of buddy bucks.
That's buddy bucks, dude. You're rich.
Yeah.
You're rich in buddy bucks. You're poor because we can't pay you, but you're rich.
To be fair, you're also poor because we're poor.
Yeah.
We're all poor together.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my week.
You guys have never seen so many negative numbers until you compare our bank accounts.
Everyone's financially fucked, but same thing. It's like for me, it's like, oh cool, I got this bill coming up, and then there's this. Awesome.
Dude, I've just been. I guess I'll go. I've been. You know, like I've talked about being financially stressed and shit like that, and I've kind of like, you know, just nose to the ground, like put my head down. I've just been grinding, and like I'm starting to finally catch up on stuff, but I've been behind on like my property taxes, and just like fuck, like I need to get this few grand together to pay it, and I was like, I'm at that point now where I'm like, I'm just letting go of things that I've been like desperately holding on to put myself back in a better situation. So like if you follow me, like my personal page, I listed my motorcycle yesterday, which this is the first time in years I've been without a bike. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't get to ride as often, but that's like my kind of like one of the things that I do for therapy is hop on a ride or whatever. And at this point I'm like, look, I'm just behind. I need to play. There's a few factors here. I need to play catch up. I'm behind. This bike doesn't get ridden as much as I would have ridden like my Harleys before. More of a comfort thing. Like I like the cruiser style. That bike was fun. It's fast, but it's not something I could just chill. Yeah. Like I get on it and I'm like,
getting somewhere fast.
We're going to places quickly. Mm-hmm. So I made the decision. I was like, you know what? Let it go, play the catch up, and then sometime next year, like when things are a little bit better, I'm gonna pick up a new Harley. But it hurt to kind of like let it go, and now there's this big empty space in the garage.
Yeah, Jordan was like, Mike's on his bike. I was like,
you're like, shit must be bad. But like this I sold it, and then this morning went to the bank, deposited it, and just paid off the shit that I needed to pay off. And it's kind of afforded me the ability to pay off some other things too, which will free up some extra funds that can start chipping away at the rest of it.
Yes.
So it's like, it's kind of like a snowball effect thing. Like and also I'm trying to be an adult and fighting the urge to be like, well, you also have this extra sitting in your account. You can get the shit that you've been wanting to get. And it's like, no, we need to take care of priorities. So yeah, that's kind of where I've been. I've been really focusing on fixing up the van as much as possible as well. I've had the roller coaster ride with like the evap system, check engine light, all that. But for the most part, it's been running strong. We were able to take it to San Diego and back. No major issues or anything, other than the little quirks that a 24-year-old van has. So like I'm just kind of like I'm in that mode of trying to get life back in order, so that after that things can just we can go back to having fun and doing like whatever. But for now, it's just like nose to the ground and fucking just grinding right now. So yeah.
Also, before I forget, we're doing this on a Tuesday, September 10th, which is National Suicide Prevention Day.
Mm-hmm.
And so, just a little reminder to check, especially more so than ever, checking on your homies. Yeah. And if you are struggling and you're needing help, please seek help. Or reach out to someone, talk to someone. I feel like it's been nice to have that with like our little community that we have on the Walking Blind page, which has been cool. But for me, my mental health week. So, like I said, for me, I'm just trying to focus on like the things I can control, and then trying to like be, like just patient. Because right now, like, it sucks. Because like I had, I thought I had a pretty cool opportunity, and then didn't really pan out the way I thought it was going to.
Good thing you never mentioned their name on the show, like you said.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
It's funny. I actually like blasted them in my interview. So one of the things that helped keep me, because like the last thing I want to do is just like sit on my hands, right? So yeah. I have applied to a bunch of different. I've applied to so many places, and so I'm hopeful. But then I had like an interview, and I actually got offered the job, and I rejected it just because I'll tell you more about it. But in that interview, I shit on the other place.
Really?
Yeah. Because they're like, wait, so what happened here? Like, what is this? Because it's like, it shows that
blip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way I explain it too, because this isn't lying, and I'm being honest about it, is I tell them I got trained in these different things. I'm trained to work with children with autism. I just didn't get to have the experience of doing it in person yet.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to them, and I was telling them just like the interviewer, cause she's like, so what do you mean? What happened?
Yeah.
And so I told her, and then she's like, I mean, you don't have to tell me, I guess. She's like, but like, what was the place? And I was like, I told her. She's like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know if it was like a.
Maybe it's a known thing.
Yeah. So. But this place, it could have been cool, but there was like one big thing I didn't want to do, and then when I negotiated price, they weren't willing to negotiate on it. So I was just like, I don't want to do this. So. Anyways, but just trying to last week was nice to have the show to look forward to, as I was also recovering from being sick. But
pretty sure everyone had COVID.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like everybody has COVID right now.
yeah. But yeah, it was like a rough week, but like I was just trying to fill it with like things that, like I always have something to look forward to, even if it's just like as lame as it seems. Like even like today, just in my, I was off. I was off today, so which by the way, I've been picking up shifts at Daily Brew, which is nice for something. But even like today, just like getting in a couple more applications, applying at places, just to see, I don't know. It just feels like at least I'm doing my side of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just trying to be positive that something will come up. But yeah, that's where I'm at. We have some fun stuff coming up. So
we do
stuff to look forward to. This weekend I think will be fun.
Yeah, well, you guys will see that very soon.
Yes.
But yeah.
Do you want to put jams?
Yeah, I already know what mine is.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy, Party All the Time.
Likes to party all the time. I was listening to something that. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna put on Alkaline Trio, "Mercy Me."
Nice.
Classic.
Jesse?
You know what? I just saw it too.
We need to be better about asking Jesse for his jams.
Let's do shit. Bishop, Homesick, and Hellbound.
Sick. If you guys want to follow that playlist, you guys can find that link on the Walking Blind link in bio page. It is a Spotify playlist. You guys can kind of subscribe to it and make sure you guys check it out. Follow us everywhere at Walking Blind Pod. WalkingBlindPod@gmail.com for that email address. WalkingBlindPod.com for the website. If you guys want to support the show, there's a lot of information in there as well.
Yes. Follow, like, and subscribe. It helps. Also, 988 is the national lifeline for anyone struggling. Yeah, I know it drops on Friday, but
Still counts.
still counts. So.
And shout out to everybody. I know it's kind of like a Southern California IE thing, but a lot of people are being evacuated. A lot of people being kind of displaced by these fires. I know it's like a huge point of anxiety for people. I was even kind of like just quick message back and forth with Steven 197, he had posted that the fire had come over the hill, kind of going into Elsinore area. So yeah, there's a lot of people being displaced, a lot of people being evacuated, especially even right down here. Like during this episode, Karima was driving home and she was like, "Hey, are we going to be evacuated?" And I was like, as of right now, we're not close enough to any of these fires. Mm-hmm. For us to be evacuated, it would have to jump over here to like the Loma Linda, like Ritchie Canyon area for us to really be affected, because we're a little a ways away. But the way that these fires have been jumping, like Olive Highland, Redlands is pretty close too. So even now, like it's smoky outside and like it looks like a fucking movie. Like during
it looks like the end of the fucking world out here.
Yeah,
dude.
It's crazy.
Mike was like, because I don't even know how it came up, but it's like, oh, because I think I saw something. I was like, is it thunderstorming out there? You're like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like, also, there's
everything's on fire.
I'm like, what?
You're like, what? And then I sent you the clip from Highland, like of the blaze. Yeah.
It's crazy.
So I know that that's also, weighing heavily on people. So if you feel like that anxiety of that is really getting to you, talk to somebody about it. There's a lot of assistance out there. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of shelter, and there's a lot of like kind of evacuation zones, like safe spaces for people to go to. So look those up in your area, because it's wild out here right now. Yeah.
They're just leaving like my parents' house and like driving through that area to get to like the Churches Heights little road to get to Van Buren.
Mm-hmm.
It's like on all around me, surrounded by just like
if that goes up,
dry.
it goes up.
Yeah, it's like just super dry.
Yeah.
Brush. It's like, oh, this is all fucking.
So yeah, I mean, it's wild out here right now, especially and what's crazier is, so with like San Bernardino schools, they still haven't like canceled school, but also you guys have to consider that San Bernardino schools feed a lot of kids. That's where these kids are getting their meals, so they're gonna push it till
as long as they can,
because a lot of these kids aren't gonna get meals at home, so it's like a fucking crazy catch-22. But yeah, so make sure you guys are looking out for any type of evacuation warnings or anything like that in your area, because it's crazy right now.
Yeah, so. There's like an app too that shows you like local fires.
Yeah, I don't want to look at it. It's insane. The last time I looked at it, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, Jordan was just like, "Yeah, I think that's this fire." I was like, "Wait, what?"
The line fire is huge.
Yeah, the one over.
That's Mike coughing because of the smoke.
I think for real, so there's my throat felt weird.
Yeah, dude. Even this morning when I got to shower, I kind of cracked the window above the shower because there's no fan in my bathroom, so I let it vent, and it just hit with like smoke smell. I'm like
so many people at work were like calling off because they couldn't breathe because it's physical labor what they're doing. So it's like yeah.
I even texted Jesse this weekend. I was like, dude, how close are the fires to you? Like, are you?
I can see it from my house. Like, you can see it at night, but for it to get to me, it has to like literally cross over the freeway, and so we're good where we're at.
They're jumping.
Yeah.
So
I was jumping.
But, well, that being said, we love you guys. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.